Pretty much for all of my meals, I generally do prefer to eat organic. And there's definitely some research on why you would want to primarily eat organic foods when possible. There's some research showing that the pesticide exposure can be linked to health problems, respiratory problems, possible reproductive issues, and even certain risks of cancer. But with all that in consideration, there are some conventional or non-organic foods that tend to be either really low in pesticide exposure because they don't really need to be sprayed much throughout the growing process, or they just are generally less exposed. And I think we all have seen grocery prices just go through the roof. So you might be looking for some areas that you can save while still supporting your goals, which is why I'm sharing today 5 foods that I generally won't buy organic, or at least that I'm pretty comfortable with not buying organic. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance. Okay, this first one isn't actually one specific food, but it is such an important category, and it's the pesticide-free or no spray farmers market foods. I'm really lucky. I live in Southern California, so we have some really great farmers markets. And when shopping at farmers markets, I generally don't even look for organic at all. This is actually a really sneaky, super awesome hack. Instead, what I do look for is that it says pesticide-free or no spray. No spray is what you'll often see for the various farmers markets. And this is a really important hack because something that's super crucial to know is it's super expensive to pay for the just USDA certified organic label. And there's actually a lot of farmers following organic practices who just don't want to shell over that huge amount of money to be certified organic. So instead they let their customers know their farming practices, that they still are no spray, that they still don't use pesticides, but they aren't going to pay an arm and a leg to be certified. So if you're on a budget, actually shopping at farmers markets and specifically looking for the no spray or pesticide free signs, usually just like written on cardboard, those are the best, then that is such an easy way to get pretty much all of your groceries non-organic, but still following organic practices. Not to mention the food that you're getting certified organic from these big health food stores are usually traveling to you for hundreds of miles. They're not as fresh as the ones you're getting at the farmer's market, and they're usually stored in plastic, which is also questionable. So if you have it available to you, you're much better off getting the non-organic farmer's market version of your fruits and veggies. And you get to support your local economy, which I think is also really important. Okay, this second one, I literally never buy organic anymore, and it's avocado. So you guys might have heard of the EWG, or the Environmental Working Group. They're a nonprofit where they screen the different fruits and vegetables within the US on their pesticide exposure. They take that data and then they create these 2 separate lists, the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. So the Dirty Dozen are the foods that are really heavily sprayed with a lot of different pesticides. Usually it's always like the leafy greens, strawberries, bell peppers, peppers in general. You know, anything on that Dirty Dozen list, you generally want to make sure you're getting organic if you're really looking to minimize your pesticide exposure. And then on the opposite end, they have their Clean 15 list, which are their list of different fruits and veggies that have really minimal pesticide exposure, where if you are looking to save a bit of money while still minimizing your exposure, these would be good options to still go for the conventional route. And avocado is pretty much always on this list. And considering just how expensive avocado can be and the really big price difference between organic and non-organic, it's usually like $1, sometimes even $2 different between an organic avocado and a non-organic avocado. I personally just go for the non-organic. In fact, when avocados were tested, fewer than 1% had pesticide residues, and of those residues, only 1 type of pesticide was found. Okay, the third item on my list is asparagus. Now, asparagus is typically also on the Clean 15, which is fantastic, but on top of that, it's actually kind of hard to find organic asparagus. I don't know about you guys, but even here in Southern California, it's very hit or miss. And I don't often have asparagus, so when I do, because it's on the Clean 15 and because organic is just really hard to find anyway, I'm perfectly okay with getting the non-organic option for this. Okay, the fourth thing I'll have non-organic are mushrooms. This is another one that is actually pretty hard to find organic. They do have the organic ones, but I found typically it's just wrapped in plastic anyway, so it's like, which is better? Mushrooms are also one that tend to be on the Clean 15, although this can change from year to year. And just like asparagus, mushrooms aren't things that I have every single day. So small amounts of pesticide exposure from something that's on like the Clean 15 list, I'm okay with having. Okay, the fifth one are hot peppers, specifically like jalapeños and serranos. Now, let me clarify, these are always on the Dirty Dozen, like always. And yet somehow I have never once found organic jalapeños, organic serrano peppers at Whole Foods, like not a single once. I think I have found organic at places like Sprouts, but that's a little further from me, so I don't shop there as much. So what I do to remedy this, because I do use jalapeños and serranos quite a bit because we make a lot of like Mexican inspired meals and I love spicy food, we grow it at home. Unfortunately, Recently, I just had to pull my jalapeno plant because it's just finally like kaput. It produced for over a year, which is a long time for a jalapeno plant. And what's great about growing your own jalapeno plant at home is if you have a sunny spot, like a south-facing spot, you can get so much organic jalapeno or serrano that you will literally have no idea what to do with it. Like I have so much that I was harvesting at its peak and it just kept on growing. And you can usually get those little starts at Home Depot. Oftentimes you can find organic options there too. You don't even need a big garden. Literally, if you live on a balcony that gets sun, just plant it right there. It will grow. Mine just went crazy. And because it is one of the most heavily sprayed plants and I use it quite a bit, I'm personally not comfortable buying the non-organic option at the grocery store. So instead, I just grow that at home. Now, the one thing I always make sure to get organic that is really important to get organic are my various dairy products. In fact, on top of that, I even make sure to get grass-fed because you can't get the essential vitamin K2 for bone and heart health from just conventional organic dairy products. You need it to be grass-fed. And this is such an essential nutrient for bone health, for teeth health or tooth health and heart health. In fact, make sure you check out this video next all about dairy and what you really need to know about it if you are using it. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.